What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are doing another experiment on Madden 21, and today, shocker, some Rodgers video stuff. Now, there really hasn't been a whole lot of news since, the couple of days into the draft, but I think, there's enough to this to have one of these kind of experiments. I would say it's fun, but as a Packers fan, it's really not fun. But we are going to see if Rodgers were to be traded, where he may have the most success. I will admit, though, I think the most likely thing is that he stays with the Packers. I wouldn't say everything's fine and dandy, but he definitely plays for one more season in Green Bay, and then that player option he has may open things up in 2022. It kind of depends, though, how the season goes. Even though the Packers' schedule is tougher this year, I will say I don't see a single team in the league, like I said, outside of the Niners pre-draft, that would be a better spot for him to try and win a ring. The Packers are pretty loaded right now. I know the salary cap is going to become a bit of an issue, and honestly, going forward, unless Rodgers is going to play like an MVP every single season, him being gone on his own terms where we don't have to pay him guaranteed money may not be the worst thing for working this team out. Of course, Devontae, I'll be honest, if Rodgers isn't here, Devontae is going to be making his way to San Diego. Well, Los Angeles. He wants to play with Keenan. It's probably going to happen. But if Rodgers is here, I can't imagine he leaves. But the only scenario I care about is Jair Alexander re-signing. That's all I care about. But we'll see. I have no idea. We'll see. But the other option is he could just retire. Maybe he does the Jeopardy thing. I'll be honest, I only watched a sliver of the first ever episode. Maybe as the week went on, he got more comfortable, but I was kind of cringing. I'm going to be honest. He didn't look like a host. He literally looked like a celebrity host. He didn't look like he was comfortable, but once again, I only watched the first couple of clips, so I have no idea how it finished, but I don't know. The viewership thing, I can't really say, it's because Rodgers is a great host. It's just the NFL watching, Packers fans watching, all that, so I don't know. Maybe he has a future. I'm not sure, but according to Vegas odds, I'm not going to do every single team from here all the way to the Buccaneers or something like that, or the Chiefs, but at this point, the Dolphins are like the fourth likeliest team to get him. So obviously we're starting on the Dolphins. I believe for this trade, obviously it'd be a bunch of draft picks. I don't even want to fathom how much Rodgers is worth if Stafford's worth 2 first-round picks. So what we did was, I believe I gave Green Bay Wilkins and someone else. I can't remember. Wilkins and someone else, and then I would imagine it's like a billion first-round picks. I don't really care too much, though. That kind of stuff is going to get really ugly. I'm just not bothered. That's the reason why I do mainly think that Rodgers is going to stick around in Green Bay. I just don't think the Packers are going to afford it. It's just like, at the end of the day, they would maybe barely sneak out by getting rid of him, but I just don't see them being able to get the value back that they would want, because we just can't afford anything. So ultimately, I just think it's either he sticks around or he takes off a year, and I just don't see him taking off a year, because this whole his career coming to an end thing, that's always been on his mind, and losing a whole year, especially after an MVP season, would be a massive L. He would be dumber than I would ever thought. That's all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. And as far as him going to Miami goes, I will say Miami's sim luck is pretty trash, and I will also say that their ratings are kind of underrated in Madden. They played pretty damn well, and their ratings are still bottom 20 in the league. As far as Rodgers' season goes, though, touchdown to pick ratio is good. It always will be, but I would assume this is going to be one of his, if not his, worst sim of the bunch. Rushing, we don't talk about. Jalen Waddle dominates here. And, that's pretty much that. Let's take a look at the yearly awards. Rodgers anywhere near? Tua. Oh, yeah, that's what. Oh, yeah, also Tua, which I would assume would go without saying, I would imagine, right? Love is promising, but I would definitely think you would take Tua if you're Green Bay, if you can afford him, which I would assume the majority of the money would go against Miami anyways. But, yeah, seeing this, we got to go to the AFC side for one. But seeing this, it definitely would be a massive L. And even though I'm a huge Rodgers fan and whatnot, I'd be having to laugh. I'd be doing the take an L dance like all over Rodgers. That's all I can really tell you. That's literally it. There's nothing else you could say. I would be doing the take an L. I don't even do that. I've never even done that dance. I would learn it. I would learn the most toxic, cringy Fortnite dance just because of how bad of a decision that would be. And of course, this thing is more than 1 year thing. Rodgers giving the go ahead for a trade, I imagine, is going to result in an instant extension. So, I mean, yeah, you can make the argument that we could sim like multiple years, but that's not the point, right? The point is right now, because that's, what Rodgers should be looking to do is win literally right now, as Green Bay should, I wouldn't say walk back into the postseason, but pretty much if Rodgers is there. Now we move on to a team that's been getting a lot of buzz lately for Rodgers, which for him, I do not get it. Maybe he doesn't realize that the Raiders are no longer in California, I guess. But apparently the Oakland Raiders, I don't know what they could really offer. Should be Derek Carr over to Green Bay. I wouldn't say Green Bay would be super stoked, but when your roster is kind of win now and salary cap is kind of an issue going forward, maybe a Derek Carr 1 year isn't the worst thing in the world, which would be even more hilarious if he won the Super Bowl 1 year with Green Bay. I believe we also gave Ruggs, which I don't see happening, but you want a quarterback like Rodgers, I suppose you're willing to give up more than expected. And then it would have been Colton Miller as well, which I think can all be, done. And obviously probably like a first round or two, but I just don't see it. I'm not sure, especially after the offensive lineman losses of I was about to say Oakland. Look at me, I'm Rodgers. Of the Raiders, I just don't see why. Maybe Rodgers is in it for the money more than we expected. Maybe he's trying to just build that audience. Because I would assume Vegas got some, wouldn't say fan base, but some potential, right? There's got to be some potential there. But I just don't see it. I just really don't. The options at receiver aren't too much worse than Green Bay, I will say, because Waller is a superb athlete. He's really good. And they got some speed over here with the Raiders, but Aaron Jones as a receiver is much better than Josh Jacobs without a doubt. And then as far as tight end goes, I'm not saying that Tanyan's even close to Waller, but he's a fair enough option. And then Devontae is obviously better than any of the receivers here. O-line's not too far off. Green Bay did take some hits themselves, but Green Bay's offensive line is definitely better, and then the defense is miles ahead, miles better, not even close. But the Raiders did make some strides, so don't want to completely bash on them, but just saying. But let's be honest, I already mentioned it probably, but I'm losing my mind. This is just an excuse for more Packers talk, which I normally love to do, but this is not the time. This is sadness. But let me know what you guys think. Is Rodgers going to leave? Is he going to stay? Is he going to do Jeopardy? Is he great at throwing a football? Another sad result, as not much better than Miami here. I will say, though, I was wrong, as Rodgers absolutely collapses here. This is terrible. And yes, obviously, the Raiders are going to be running the ball a decent bit more, but they didn't run the ball that well enough to have that bad of a passing season, right? That's just awful. O-line wasn't even that bad either. Sack totals, I probably could have made Leatherwood star dev, because I'd imagine he would be a star, right? As far as awards go, it really doesn't matter. There's just no chance. There's no chance it's going to happen. It's not even going to get close. Josh Jacobs, number 2. We'll take a look at wins the Super Bowl again, just for the hell of it. And the Buccaneers win the Super Bowl over the Ravens by 1 point. And now for the by far favorite remaining after, post-Niners draft for a landing spot is the Denver Broncos. I will say that they're definitely on the come up. Definitely a team to look out for. I've seen one of the arguments that he would want to go to Denver is because it's an easier division, which is just most brain dead take I've ever heard of. Of course, we do have to put Sutton in the starting lineup. I wouldn't say the Teddy Bridgewater move changes a whole lot, because obviously it happened before the news broke anyways. I think, right? Yeah, it was well before, I think. So you can't really make that argument anyways. But I will say with the Broncos, their cornerback situation is definitely a little bit better than Green Bay. I'd say a little bit just because their true number 1 isn't nearly as good as Jair, but their surrounding talent is obviously 10 times better. Surtain should be superstar, but at this point, Yeah, he'll probably get some starting time, but I don't imagine Patrick is going to be like the number 1 or number 2 guy, like right in the first year anyways. But the big question mark is who would the Denver Broncos trade to Green Bay? I mean, can you trade a cornerback corners you just signed? The Packers, once again, don't have great salary cap. Von Miller and Chubb, the Packers don't technically need outside linebackers, but more importantly, they're kind of like dug in with guys like Preston Smith, getting the extension. Safeties, don't need them. Offensively, I would assume Sutton would possibly be one of the main guys in there. In this one, I think I said Locke, Reisner, and Sutton. Oh, that's why we don't have Sutton here, actually, because I did say Locke, Reisner, and Sutton would be a part of the Rodgers trade. But I will say the overalls here are a little lower than expected. Jerry Jeudy, I'd imagine, probably be like an 82, 83 real life. Sutton, 85. But the game's like, whatever, a little bit lower. Fant, maybe an 84 overall. But overall, this is the team. This is what would be projected for next Madden. And we do finally see a playoff berth, which is what I would expect in real life. The Chargers at 2-14. Okay, yeah, I get it. I'm also on that kind of like, how are the Chargers constantly underselling with their roster? But 2-14, if they go 2-14 next season, I was going to make some promise, but it is the Chargers. I was going to say I would delete my channel. I'm not going to make those promises. The Chargers have been selling so hard. It's unbelievable. The Chargers are on like Green Bay in the championship level at this point, kind of, in a way. Because anyone could lose a championship game, but the Chargers selling the talent they've had on their roster for how many years now is a pretty damn huge sell. Of course, they can afford to get rid of Sutton because they do have Tim Patrick, who's seemingly getting better every season. Jerry Jeudy, obviously, not the greatest start of all time, but he kind of heated up at times. And then KJ Hamler get a little bit more opportunities here with only 3 wide receivers, and then Fant, obviously, developing into the number 1 tight end. O-line's definitely a little bit of an issue here. I would say all the teams are pretty similar in O-line. I would say that the Dolphins are way worse than the rest, though. So, like, the Raiders, Broncos, and Packers are kind of like, on par. I'd say the Packers probably lead that group, especially with Reisner traded in this scenario. But no one's really, like, above and beyond. I will say Green Bay does develop linemen very well, and they took a second-round center. A couple of their 6-rounders last year look like they have a lot of promise. So I will say the Green Bay Packers probably get the nod at O-line still. But those are the numbers there on defense as well. Not great kicking numbers. I will say, though, of all the 3, I mean, they're all pretty trash. None of the games are none of the seasons are very solid at all. And we're an AFC team, right? Yeah, there we go. So all the teams are AFC so far, which isn't, that's probably another big factor that Green Bay would like to have, right? To send Rodgers as far away as physically possible. As the Broncos beat the Jaguars, which is pretty impressive. They beat the Browns, going up against the Patriots. They win that one. And I gotta say, this hurts me. If Rodgers is a fan of the channel, I should delete this video. 84 overall over the 83 overall Washington football team. Don't look. Please lose. But at this point, it's already a win for him, right? And it's a loss for Green Bay automatically. Not that they really hold that many cards at this point, necessarily. I think both guys are honestly all in with like a 2 and a 7. And the deck is like kings and queens. There's really not... I mean, either side really doesn't have a whole lot of leverage to work with, do they? As Rodgers looks like he's winning his 2nd Super Bowl ring. I don't know what to tell you. Please don't be wearing number anything but 12. If you're wearing anything but 12, Rodgers, I will back out of this and force lose. I don't care. I really don't care. That's one of the things they probably should add to next Madden is if it's a decently high overall, it should replace, just in general, if it's a quarterback, it should replace the previous guy's number, automatically swap it, and then if it's not a quarterback, then it would go by overall. So if I get like a 95 overall safety, it would override like a 90 overall corner. I know that's not probably what would happen, but in general, I think it's fine enough. But yeah, I'm surprised. I'm a little surprised, especially losing Sutton, Reisner, And the other guy, I already forgot. Who was the other one? Sutton, Reisner, and someone else. There was someone else for sure, but I already forgot. As Rodgers is the Super Bowl MVP for the second time in his career. God, this makes me want to die, but I will say, things happen, right? Things happen. Could happen. Will it happen? I don't know. Who knows at this point? I'm not even saying I'm sick of this drama because it is interesting, but, just do it already. Either do it or don't, Say, okay, I'm factual. If Goody's still there, it's not happening. And then Green Bay's like, well, we're not getting rid of Goody, even though there's very good merit to do so. And then we know, okay, Rodgers he's gone in Green Bay, whether it's retirement or trade. Boom. I don't want this. Oh, well, things are getting better. Maybe they're not. Are they? I don't know. Like, come on, man. Aaron Rodgers with the touchdown to pick ratio of 1-0. I wouldn't say he got carried because he did have a lot of yards, and the rushing touchdowns and all that were set up by long drives. I would imagine passing with the 350 he had or whatever. But Denver's defense looking decent. I will say in real life, Denver's defense is decent, but it's not. I mean, unless Vaughn goes absolutely off, it's not as great. It's not this whole he would want to go to Denver because they have a way better defense than Green Bay. Man, it's not 2016 anymore. They have a decent defense, but it's not much better than Green Bay's. I'll be honest. It really isn't. And then the best option by far, obviously, is that cute boy staying in Green Bay as the starting quarterback. Still having a weird thing with Love, which it's really strange because Rodgers obviously took the Love drafting. Not great, but if I had to put a how mad he be rating, it would probably be at a 5 or a 6 out of 10. And then out of nowhere, it's just right during the draft, Rodgers wants out. It seems I don't know. It's really weird. I'm not sure. Maybe he was actually afraid for a while that he was going to lose his job. And then once he won MVP, he's like, suck it, nerds. I want everything. I'm not sure. But this is what the lineup looks like. David Bakhtiari and Elton Jenkins. People have argued that Elton could slide into center. I don't see why that would even make any sense at all. Put him at right tackle. He was ranked as one of the best tackles in football when he had to play over there for a while. Put him at tackle. Tackle positions are definitely more important. I will say, though, I would probably just keep him at guard, maybe slide him over at right, because David Bakhtiari, I know that left tackle position is very important, but you can kind of leave him one-on-one, so, you would probably want help on the other side of the line. I would probably just put Jenkins at right tackle, and then I don't know how flexible Myers is, but maybe move him to guard and then put one of the previous guys in that were in the 6th round. But I don't know. I'm not really sure. I think the O-line's good enough, especially if David Bakhtiari could stay healthy. You stay healthy, damn it. You freaking stay healthy, dude. You going down may have costed us Rodgers and a Super Bowl. I'm just saying. Aaron Jones, a guy that I didn't think should have been re-signed. Didn't think he would be re-signed. A lot of people saying that's another reason why Goody sucks. Here's the thing. Rodgers with his eat his cake and have it too. Whatever the hell the damn, he wants to eat the cake, but he also wants to still have cake left over. That's how the saying goes. Whatever mentality. He would have been mad if they didn't keep him. So, how do you win that one? Devontae obviously played like the number 1 wide receiver in the entire league. Will he do it again? I don't know. Amari Rodgers, definitely a nice little surprise by Green Bay. I wouldn't even say surprise. He's a perfect scheme fit, but I feel this man could have himself a year. He could have himself a year. Of course, Dylan should have a really good year as well. And then MVS, he actually, if he can catch the damn ball, he's one of the more sleeper-esque wide receivers in the league. I can see, I was always like, why keep him? Why keep him? And then you see those big plays, you're like, okay, I can see it, I guess. I can see it. And then defensively, Packers with Barnes, Kamal Martin are definitely, they're high on these two guys right here, so move Kamal Martin up. That's what they're hoping for. Rashawn Gary showed some strides. Preston, if he's not dropping back half the damn game, might be decent again. Za'Darius is definitely good enough to be a true number 1. The Packers roster, especially if a guy like Stokes just emerges in his rookie year, can definitely get back. And that's pretty much enough talking about him. I just love this team. And once again, I think, I don't know if I mentioned it on Twitter or not. Jeromepkr, that's the Twitter page. But I did realize, which I've kind of questioned over the years, that I am more of a Packers fan than a Rodgers fan. I like them both, obviously, a ton, but Green Bay for life. All right? So stop being a crybaby. Play damn quarterback, okay? 12-4, the Green Bay Packers are. Obviously, I have a bias to wanting this to be, the best season. But obviously, I'm not going to force win anything because I don't care as much. Ooh! I will say, Rodgers does pretty well in sim, but this is amongst some of the better sims I've seen for him, obviously, as Rodgers, you like those stats, brother. I don't know why I said butter. You like those stats, right? This is an astronomical season again. At the end of the day, if they don't win it all, you can have that as your legacy. You can have, because if we're going to be honest, if we go back in time and look at it, the teams weren't as bad as everyone keeps saying. Some of those Packers receiving groups have been some of the best of all time, let alone just, in the decade or whatever. Some really good teams, as Rodgers obviously wins MVP. As far as a singular statistical season goes, he obviously went completely off. Let's see, though, can he win a second ring with Green Bay, or should he just go to Denver as he beats the Giants? Pretty common thing for him. Going up against the Cowboys, loses it. Not a super common thing, so I would have loved to see him win that one. And then, if he had to lose to someone else, fair enough. But it is the Cowboys versus the Jets, with the Cowboys winning a Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers, once again, doesn't know how to feel because he has another MVP season. He's never played for another team, so he doesn't know if it's him or if it's the way the team's built. But whatever it is, he can't get over the hump. And it's another question mark. It's another what do we do here situation. But regardless, that is pretty much it for me. As far as what Rodgers should do, I think as soon as San Fran decided to go with Trey Lance, I don't know if they actually did make a trade offer. There's so many rumors that might not even be true. Adam Schefter was like, I pulled it out of my anus. I don't know what rumors are true or not. Outside of San Fran, I think the door was closed on him having a chance to go to a better team. Unless the Saints truly are playing with salary cap turned off, I don't see how they can afford him. There's no better team than Green Bay with those considerations outside of maybe Denver. But once again, we don't know what they would have to give up. Would they have to give up a lot of the pieces that make them so desirable just to get him? I don't know. Regardless, though, if Rodgers is traded, I want to see 5 first-round picks. I'm just saying. I don't know what he's actually worth. I'd imagine 3 firsts and a good player or 2, but I have no idea how they value that. Let me know once again in the comment section below. Outside of a trade from him, or maybe even if he's just like, I'm gonna play. If it's not something really dramatic, I might not even make another video on this situation. So this would be the hub for Aaron Rodgers talk. And other than that, maybe twitch.tv/Jeromepkr would be another place. We do talk about it quite a bit. And, I don't bring it up. People bring it up, and I'm like, well, let me tell you. But maybe, like I said, leave a like if you like these types of videos. We do more than just Rodgers. We've done a lot of them for different quarterbacks and different team situations. Maybe subscribe. Did I mention? I don't remember which order I did it. We do a ton of franchise in general. And, like I said, with Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel, PKR Plays. And Twitch stream probably tomorrow night at some point, probably 10 p.m. Central Standard Time. Anyways, thanks for watching. Maybe there's an affiliate link to some sort of Packers stuff, Rodgers stuff. If you click the affiliate link and you buy that, or just anything at all, it's crazy how it works. It's actually insane that there's people that literally make living, full livings, and then some off of referral links. I get a percentage. It doesn't cost you anything extra. It kind of costs Amazon, right? Technically, they're like, oh, well, you're bringing us traffic, but, you guys know about Amazon, right? So once you click the link, it's the same thing as normal Amazon. It's just, it's like, oh, you like that PKR guy. Oh, okay, I guess we'll give him a little bit off of the order rather than taking it all. Hey, we can beat Monopoly, man. That's all I'm going to say. Literally, figuratively, and literally, like the guy from Monopoly, the board game. Anyways, thanks for watching. Hope you guys come back next video. There will be one later today as well. Tomorrow will be a second channel. I was supposed to upload it yesterday. Don't worry about it. Second channel and a rebuild tomorrow. That's about it. Hope you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya. She just gonna walk away now? It'll take her the whole hour demo just to get down that creek. It's a little monkey. Ah! Oh, he's eating me. Oh, I knew it. I knew it. Get your shotgun out for the... Oh, he's on the roof. Look at his little jiggly jaw. Look at it. It's like he's laughing too. It's pretty hot though. I mean, scary.